think there's a real argument to be made that this is the best Transformers movie yet. Transformers Rise of the Beast stars Anthony Ramos, Dominique Fishback, and Peter Cullen. And this movie is set during the 90s where a new faction of Transformers called the Maximals join the Autobots as allies in the battle for Earth. Now for starters, I have never been the biggest Transformers guy. I didn't really grow up watching the show or the movies. I just recently binged through watching all the Transformers movies, and those movies are really bad. The only one that has been solid was Bumblebee, so I was hoping that this movie would be the best out of those and just not be as bad as those. And luckily, Transformers Rise of the Beast is not as bad as those movies. And I'll get more into why in a second, but before we do, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy the rest of this review, and comment down below what are your thoughts or expectations for Transformers Rise of the Beast. But let's keep talking about the movie. I think this is a movie that is serviceable enough. It has a fine story that, yeah, is predictable, but it's one of those movies that you can go watch with your family at a theater and just have a good time. Part of that is due to the fact that there are some good laughs here and there, and I do want to give a lot of credit to Pete Davidson, who was the standout for me. In a lot of ways, he was born to play the character of Mirage, who is a robot that is kind of cocky, but at the same time, he cares for the people around him. And I really did think that Pete Davidson did a good job portraying that. Also, Anthony Ramos is a charming lead, but we know that by now. Another one of the big highlights of this movie were the action sequences that may or may not be some of the best that we've seen out of a Transformers movie. The final battle alone is just awesome. There's a cool one take in there, and there's one moment with Bumblebee that has him jumping out of a plane that just gets your blood pumping. You feel like you're in the battle with them. There's a great song in the background as well. There's also a nice balance of people and Transformers, and what I mean by that is that the movie doesn't focus too much on one side or the other. There are times where it'll go a little bit more into the humans, but then it'll switch back to the Transformers, which was nice. It's important that if you want to have both, you have to have a good balance of the two, or else, like the previous Transformers movies, you'll spend too much time on one of the sides, specifically the human side. I wouldn't say that I really cared for the characters all that much, though. I also think the movie has a very weak villain, and that feels very similar to the other Transformers movies as well. They never have the greatest villains. Plus, the movie is a bit long and it drags here and there, especially in the second act. Plus, the movie is predictable, like I briefly mentioned, and without getting into spoilers, there are moments where characters' fate is on the line. And this is a couple times where this happened in this movie, where a character or something will happen to them and you think that they might be dead, but you know that they're going to be alive. And so the emotional moments, especially when a character might be dead, they don't really hit because you know that there's going to be more to them, whether them coming back later on in the movie or figuring out a way to be revived. I just quickly have to talk about a choice made at the end of the movie that for a lot of people is going to be pretty baffling, myself included. It is just really weird, and it really messes with the lore behind Transformers. It doesn't make a lot of sense. If you've seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's one moment in the final battle. I really just couldn't wrap my head around it. But besides that, I think this movie by default is the best Transformers movie. It has a solid cast and the funny moments, but also some really good action set pieces. It's by no means perfect, with a handful of flaws that you could pinpoint here and there. I did find it to be a solid time overall. I'm gonna give Transformers Rise of the Beast a B-. I do want to quickly mention that in regards to Optimus Prime, the character is played by Peter Cullen, and he's been playing this character for decades. But I do think it is now time for Cullen to retire on and move on to maybe another project. And this franchise should hire someone new to play Optimus Prime, because there are a lot of points in this movie where I was like, that doesn't really sound good. In a lot of ways, it sounds robotic, which I know is funny because it is a robot, but his line delivery was off, and you could almost tell that his vocal cords were getting irritated from doing this Optimus Prime persona or voice. But make sure to let me know down below in the comment section once again, what did you think of Transformers Rise of the Beast? I would love to hear it, and I want to thank you so much for watching this review. And again, if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so you don't miss any further videos. And as always, look forward to more videos and reviews coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meteor, and I'll see you guys in the next one.